The Striver Gear Bino Harness. This is definitely one of the most innovative harnesses that I know of out there. Let's take a look and see if it's worth it. So the main difference about this Bino harness is you can remove the Bino pouch and the accessory pouches all as one, and then you're left with the harness itself, which has some attachment points on the front and back. So if you're wanting to just run a pistol or just the phone holder or an accessory pouch, you can do that with this harness setup. It's very easy to take on and off. It does use magnets though, so if you're somebody that doesn't like magnets, this might not be the harness for you. It's a really cool harness and how it works. When I first saw this, I was like, man, I really got to get my hands on this and just try it out. So anyway, basically just line the magnets up close and they actually snap into place. If you do go really slow, you can be pretty quiet with it, but they still do make a little bit of noise. There's a couple tabs here that you can get your fingers underneath of, and that is how you release it. It actually is pretty slick and easy to remove, and I could see that being kind of helpful, especially if you are out all day and you just want to take some of the weight off of your chest itself, or if you want to be really streamlined and only have a rangefinder or your phone just by itself. So there is some benefits to this, and I really do like the pistol holder itself, but for me they were out of my the size of pistol that I have, and I just felt like it would probably get in the way of my backpack strap, and I really wanted to see if I liked this harness first or not. So anyway, like I said, the biggest thing is you can remove the pouches themselves. Pretty easy to lock on and off. So it's easy, one-handed operation for the Bino harness. And then same with the rangefinder pouch, so that is really nice. The pouch itself is pretty solid, and same as the Bino harness, it's pretty solid itself. Really easy to adjust, and it comes on and off pretty easily. Has some good padding in here. The harness itself is actually pretty comfortable. You got pretty wide straps here, easy to adjust. So as you can see, there's the lock is actually underneath the magnet tab. These are 10 by 42 binoculars, and the Bino harness pouch itself is pretty tight with those. Definitely don't have to worry about them falling out. They come in and out really easily. I like that. I like that the lid folds down nice and tight. It's got a big tab to grab a hold of. On the Bino pouch itself, you have two front stretch pockets, two side pockets, and then a back stretch pocket as well, which is pretty big, so you can fit quite a bit in there. And then one cool thing is it has a little zipper underneath, and you have a rain fly to go over your Bino harness to protect your binos from getting wet. And you also have this MOLLE attachment for different things to attach to the bottom of the harness itself. Does have a couple of bungees here so you can loosen and tighten up how hard it is to adjust this cover itself. Like I was saying, this is definitely a very unique Bino harness. It's really cool. I really like it. There is a couple of features though that I don't like about it, and I'll go over them here in a second. But some things I do like is it's fairly easy to open and shut one-handed. I will say though, if you have very tall binos, these are pretty short ones, but you might have a little bit of trouble opening and closing the lids, especially with your eye cups up. The rangefinder pouch itself is pretty nice, easy to take on and off, and the accessory pouches connect really well. I do really like the attachments of those. Like I said, I like that the lid will fold all the way down. You have good attachment systems to attach to your binos and rangefinders. I like that. But I will say, if you had very big binoculars, it's going to be a little tougher to run this pouch. But for me, I only have 10x42, so that is not an issue for me. It is only offered in one size right now. I'm sure he's probably working on some more as this is out. But the biggest gripe that I have with this Bino harness, and the reason why I personally won't be running it, is the attachment points. So you have these buckles right underneath of where the magnets are to connect the harness itself to detach and attach it, and it rubs right on my ribs. My ribs are just right there, and I don't really have a lot of protection there. So I definitely feel it and notice it. So for me, I definitely can feel it rubbing there, and when you hike with it on, especially with the backpack on, you can just feel that digging in. Okay, so now I have a backpack on, and this is how I used it for a little bit. But you can see my shoulder straps are right directly over that magnetic enclosure to attach the Bino harness. And it just digs right into my ribs. So if you're somebody that's going to wear this with a backpack, it is not super comfortable right there, unless if you have a couple outer layers on, it might be a little bit better. But if you're wearing this with just a t-shirt, I feel like you're really going to feel that dig into you on your ribs. And hopefully he does another rendition of it and somehow can find a better connection point to where that isn't right on your ribs. And for some people who might be a little bit bigger chested, and this might come out a little bit farther on you, maybe your backpack straps won't hit it, but that is just something that I noticed with it. And when I first saw it come out, I thought about that. It's just like, man, that's got to be right there where it's going to dig into me. But I really wanted to try this harness because it is really innovative, and it's a cool Bino harness, and the harness itself is awesome. I like the idea of it, but the fact that it's just right there, right underneath your backpack straps, is really uncomfortable for me. So I definitely won't be running this, but it's a great idea. Hopefully he gets some success with this, and it does really well. I really like the pistol holder option as well. If you are looking at this harness and you are just going to run it as a harness, it's really not too bad until you get the backpack straps over it. And like I said, hopefully with some outer layers, it's not quite as bad. But for me, it's just not as comfortable as what I'd hoped. And there's a lot of times I'm hunting in warmer weather, so there's a lot of times I'm not using a coat. I hope you found this review to be helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. And please check out my full Bino harness review. I combined several different harnesses out there and did a comparison on them and picked the one that I thought was the best harness overall. As always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. It does help out. And as always, stay hidden. Good luck out there.